Hey guys, this is your end of the month channeled message. I usually bring them 2 times a month, middle of the month and the end of the month. They're not really date or time specific, but I just like to call in and see whatever comes in. It's not attached to any zodiac sign, excuse me, or even any topic. So we just see what comes through, what kind of messages are coming through for the general collective, okay? Do want to mention a couple of things though. We've got 2 celestial events that kind of can sometimes impact energy. We've got Saturn stationed direct in Capricorn. And so it was retrograde back in May. So if you've been feeling stuck, sluggish, fatigued, lethargic, directionless, unmotivated, that should be coming to an end and clearing, and you should be ready to feel unstuck and to get to work and to have that sense of being able to hold your attention and focus. Look at me, I'm still kind of somewhat distracted. Okay, so Capricorn is about our focus, our dedication, our work. It's our career. It's 10th house stuff. So now that Saturn is direct in that sign, you should be feeling more energy toward working toward the things that have sort of been languishing on the vine. That can be in your personal life. That can be in your professional life. That could be anywhere. Just wanted to make sure you knew that. The next event is we have the full moon in Aries coming up. So we're already in that energy, and that is about inner empowerment. So Aries, right? New beginnings. It's the Fool. It's new experiences. But when the full moon is in Aries, sometimes people who are a little bit more of a freedom loving, like the trendsetters, the ideas people, the high creatives, tend to feel a little frustrated. They tend to feel a little frustrated because everybody's kind of elbowing in. The energy feels like they're being elbowed out, and they have to vie for their position. So just FYI. But it's all good energy. That is the harvest moon. So for many of us, it signals new, fruitful, abundant beginnings. All right, I'm pulling 3 cards from Sacred Traveler. Oh my gosh, look at this. Just to see what might be happening, what might be guiding this reading. Miracles, expect the wondrous to emerge. I like the genie there with the lamp. Miracles, expect the wondrous to emerge. Faraway places, get ready for new horizons. That feels like the full moon in Aries. Doesn't necessarily mean you're moving to new horizons physically, but for some of you it could be. But faraway places, the things you've had in your dream state, right? Your vision. So don't be so literal about it, right? Get ready for the new horizons to start to emerge, as if by miracle, right? And then crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. Thank you very much, full moon energy of release. Crossing bridges, that does, the crossing bridges, it does feel also to me like the 6 of Wands with the wreath, right? That wreath of peace is meant to offer, it's like an olive branch, right? It indicates peace, mending and releasing the tensions that we have with each other, the challenges that we have in our communications, in our relationships. So I just want to think about that. I'm going to hold it over here, and I want to pull 1 card just to kind of give a nod to the full moon. I'm using Queen of the Moon Oracle. Let's see what the Queen of the Moon has to say. Ooh, I love that. Expect the wondrous to emerge and get ready for new horizons. Yes. Saturn direct in Capricorn, full moon in Aries. Time for some healing, connecting, mending, releasing for that full moon. I love it. All right, Queen of the Moon, what do you have to say? Action. Perfect. Full moon in Aries. But this is actually a waxing gibbous moon, but look at her. This dancer, I don't know if you can see, there are her arms and her legs. She's just in this gorgeous gown and leaping into the air. Card 15, 1 and 5 is 6. There's your balance. There's your balance. Getting your sea legs back after after a period of feeling stuck, right, with Saturn retrograde, and now it's going direct, and now we can kind of, it's almost like being shot out of a cannon, and that's exactly what she looks like. So hopefully that will have something to do with our lovely channeled reading coming in. Let's see what wants to come in for those of you who are watching. Oh, I'm so happy to have you here. Please join us in the Priestess Lounge. The link is below every video to the private Facebook group. Would love to have more of you there. It's an open invitation. You do have to check 2 boxes. One's just a question where you are in your journey, and the other is agreeing to the policy of the group. If you do that, we'd love to see you. Please, please join us, okay? If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope if you enjoy the reading, you'll click subscribe. Oh my gosh, okay. There's some stuck energy. A little bit too much focus on the past. This 5 of Cups is now the center card. That's a situation. That's what we're dealing with. What's blocking it is this King of Pentacles, or crossing it, I should say. The King of Pentacles to me always is like a masculine archetype of life partner, but it can be a boss. It can be somebody who has any kind of power or authority in your life. It can be father, although the Emperor is also father. So I just want to draw your attention. There's some regrets with somebody who is either the archetype, a masculine archetype of life partner. Think husband, think long time live-in, father figure, boss, anybody who has, any kind of dynamic and a masculine archetype of somebody in a power seat, or who is grounded, stable, who's there for you here in the 3D. So there may be some regrets around that. Yes, in the subconscious realm, what's underneath, some desire to walk away from this, some desire to walk away from what no longer serves, or from maybe even some drama in this realm. Look at the past, 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like I'm looking at either a marriage or a long-term connection that was very much about building a life together. Right, I think I see a King of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles here indicate some form of life partnership. And now that we know we have regret around it, what's our goal? What's our outcome? Healing. Healing. The Star, Aquarian energy. Wow, wow, wow. Also, just to say, the King of Pentacles is Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And the future position... More earth. Wow, very earthy here. Taurus in the Hierophant. Taurus in the Hierophant. That would indicate it could be about marriage. It could be about commitment. Right? The Hierophant is generally our beliefs, our values, our morals, what we stand for. But in terms of connection and relationship, which is what I see here, I feel that it's about a conventional committed connection. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, so I'm going to pull my cards away so I have like a little bit of room to clarify. 5 of Cups. What are we regretting here? What are we stuck in the past about? It is time for mending and healing. Remember that? Crossing bridges here. Mending and healing our regrets of the past. I think, well, that's Sagittarius and Jupiter with the Star. Oh my gosh. So I feel that this healing will come in time. I feel like whoever I'm doing this reading for is not ready to let go of the past. They want to, but they are stuck. Something has to happen in a divine order. There's something that needs to take place here that hasn't taken place yet. Obviously, healing is a big part of that. And also, this is about trusting that it will all work out. Now, the wheel wants to move forward, but I feel in this case, because it's sandwiched in between some stuck energy where we're too focused on the past and a need to heal, because of that, I feel like the wheel isn't really moving unless and until we can turn around and see that that Two of Cups is right behind us. See the Two of Cups standing there? Completely filled to the top. So there is hope, but can this person stop, avert their attention to the past and look toward the future in time to take advantage of the Wheel of Fortune and what it has to offer? Now, underneath, a lot of fears and insecurities in the Moon. We have 3 major arcana here around this 5 of Cups. So this is pretty powerful. It feels like this is a major event, something very big, not your normal situation. With the Moon, Pisces in the Moon, we've got this energy of foreboding. And I feel like it's what's underneath. It's almost as if whoever this person is who's in the energy of the 5 of Cups, I almost feel as if you feel that's your punishment. Right? Like there's foreboding, like I cannot stop thinking about the past. This is regrets of the past, mistakes of the past, sadness, loss, grief over some event of the past. That I got the 3 cups knocked over right there. So it could involve another person. That's always possible. And I almost feel as if this Wheel of Fortune cannot move forward. The good fortune can't come in. The input and the aspect of divine timing can't come in until this healing takes place. And what's happening here is that there's a lot of foreboding. This is somebody who's really gripped with fears and insecurities based on something that went down in the past. Why is the King of Pentacles here? Can just represent a married man. For some of you, that will be the case. Seven of Cups, 10 of Cups. Yeah. So here's the challenge. Here's what's crossing you. To me, it would be the block, the challenge, or the dynamic. We've got a King of Cups with 7 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. Lots of overwhelm, emotional overwhelm, confusion, lack of clarity on an emotional level. But sandwiched in between the archetype of life partner, like think husband, and the 10 of Cups, I almost feel it's fantasy. I feel I'm talking about someone who fantasizes about the happily ever after with their King of Pentacles. Doesn't have to be attached to any particular sign. It just feels like whoever it is that has regrets here, they're fantasizing about what could have been, would have been, should have been with this King of Pentacles. And it's emotional, right? You kind of can't get it out of your head. You can't sort through it. And look who's underneath. There's the Queen of Pentacles. Yep. So we could have had it all. We could have been life partners. We have the 10 of Pentacles over here in the past, but the fantasy seems to be about that happily ever after. And it's emotional. I'm not saying fantasizing like, we did in 5th or 6th grade. I'm talking like grown up, dreams being exploded. And that's very emotional and difficult to process. And so sometimes the way we cope with things that we can't really process, we just sort of work out the different scenarios. So think of this as all these different scenarios for how this could have worked out. The woulda, coulda, shoulda is that 7 of Cups. And I'm looking at a couple here, King and Queen of Pentacles. So, 8 of Cups. Now this is what's lying underneath. This is what's below. Outside of conscious awareness. Oof. Ace of Swords, it can be an aha moment, but in this case it feels like waiting for the information, looking for the clarity, wanting that divine gift, wanting it to kind of fall from the sky to help you move away from the drama of it all, from something that is no longer serving, is all I keep hearing, so that this romance can come back in. All right. So maybe what we've got here is sadness and grief because someone else walked away. So that Eight of Cups can be you walking away, but it can be someone else walking away from you. And looking for the clarity, the insight, the wisdom, the aha moment, the explanation, and a breakthrough that would lead to their return. Are they coming for you, toward you? Have they walked away from someone else? You know, I have to, yes, endings and new beginnings. My goodness. As above, so below. Aquarius and Capricorn in this card. I feel as if underneath you're looking for a fresh start in this connection. The ending of some difficult, painful, disappointing, regrettable incident, some event. And that Eight of Cups can be someone else walking away from you. For you who are watching, can be someone walking away from someone else, and then the moment, the breakthrough when they come toward you for a new beginning. Or it can be you just checking out of the drama and waiting for this new beginning with someone who is coming toward you with love and their heart on their sleeve and just totally open. It's a romantic card. It's a sensitive card. Okay, so in the past, we have the Ten of Pentacles. That's usually the life partnership, building a life, what we work so hard to achieve and grow and build and establish. King of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. So the King of Cups would represent possibly the emotional availability being very slow. Someone who isn't really, now it can also be a sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, so I will say that. But remember, I'm not reading for any one particular sign. So in this reading, I'm just calling out the energies. The energy of the King of Cups is high vibration, love, and emotional availability. And look at that Knight of Pentacles. It wasn't moving hardly at all, and certainly not in this person's time frame. So I feel that there was a slow-moving energy with regard to emotional availability in the eyes of whoever you are watching that are saying, is this my reading? It would be about life partnership, building a life with this person, and them not being emotionally available to do it, or if they were, they had to get out of something else, or they were coming towards you so slowly. But you were okay with that, because I think this is when you discovered that they were your twin. I feel this is the moment of awakening to the connection, recognizing the connection for what it was in the past, seeing the potential in this connection, but it moved very, very slowly. Now, it almost feels as if there was a plan. The Knight of Pentacles often move slow for a reason, because they're, crossing every T, dotting every I. They kind of have a plan in mind. And, step A comes before B, comes before C. They don't kind of jump all around. They're not impulsive. So on some level, it could have been good, but it could have led to a lot of disappointment and frustration. I was pulling this for the Star. This feels like your wish would be to reignite the torch of passion in this connection. So maybe some healing here, but I feel that the desire to reignite the passion is more pressing, and therefore it's more like keeping the hope alive, that's what will come of the situation. This part of the reading is your conscious awareness, what you're trying to manifest, or what your goal is, what you'd like to see happen. Yep, There it is with the life partner. So I feel as if this person, whoever you are holding in your mind as your twin flame, your soulmate, I feel that they moved very slowly, and it wasn't enough. They weren't really as emotionally available as you needed at the time for whatever reason. They could have been involved with someone else. I feel a little bit of that flavor. They could have just not been ready for this level of a connection. I feel a little bit of that flavor if you were fantasizing about it. But right here, right now, there's some degree of a wish to reignite the passion with someone who you want to build a life with, or who you've thought about on that level. So that represents to me your degree of buy-in to this connection, that you see it going the distance. Yes, indeed. And there is the Hierophant. Conventional committed connection leading to marriage, or something very, it's 2020, something very stable and committed and long-term. So that's what you're trying to keep in the forefront of your mind. That's the goal. We already see the block. Is there some fantasy around it? So that's a dynamic. That's a challenge that you may need to deal with. Future card is that Hierophant. What is going to happen in the future? This is near future with the Hierophant. Oh, I like that. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. So underneath, we know some transformation is going to take place, and that's good. It's not in your conscious awareness, not even in the future. It's not something that you have to really focus on. It will just kind of happen on its own for a little while. It'll just be kind of bubbling up under the surface. What I see here is persevering, is sort of gathering up your courage and working for a swift resolution to the problem, because this person has not likely jumped on board the 10 of Pentacles train. They were moving very slowly, right? In that Knight of Pentacles, they weren't coming through with that emotional availability for whatever reason. So now, because there was probably some talk of, or desire for, or regret about maybe bringing it up too soon in the process, for some of you, not all of you, you need to resolve that real quickly. You need to get very clear about your beliefs, what you stand for, what your values are, what does commitment look like to you, what did you have in mind, because they could be hearing something you didn't say or that you didn't mean. Everybody's belief systems are different. We all grow up being indoctrinated in very different ways. So this may be about getting to that truth very quickly, getting clear about it, and having the strength and the courage and the confidence to do that, to persevere. So that's what's coming in the future. And then underneath, I think that there is some energy around transformation. Something will have to die off first before all this new energy can come in. And I'm going to find out what that is in the extended. I will be pulling an advice card for you. This is the rest of the Celtic Cross, the advice card, the external influences, what is coming at you beyond your control from the outside world, your hopes and or fears. We'll look at that card pretty closely, and the outcome, what you can expect to come of it. And if we are uncomfortable with the outcome, I'll pull some extra cards to see what, if anything, we can do about it to change that. So I hope that this has been coming through. It feels like, is this real or is it fantasy? And how do we get it back on board? How do we get it back so that someone doesn't misunderstand our intentions, so that we can then move forward? Okay? All right, my dears. Enjoy the full moon in Aries, and I'll see you on a future reading. Take care.